Hello and welcome to Arvende Gaming. My name is Warrior and this is level 30 of my Let's Play Tyranny series. In the last episode we tied up a bunch of loose ends, handed in a bunch of quests. We confronted Daya, a person who was who killed her wife to gain control of her land and then blamed it on some other guy. We also went through the old walls one last time at Twin Rivers, just to clear it out because we'd missed some things that we needed another torch key to get. And we found a legendary item, or an artifact, sorry. We found another artifact, a two-handed sword, which we gave to Barrack. Other than that, we got a whole bunch of levels like for handing in quests, which is really cool. And yeah, that's where we're up to. So without further ado, let's get into it. Here we go. Alright, so I reckon we have a look here. What do we got? We've got Forbidden Passage. We've got a lot of evidence against Graven Ashe, but we don't have a whole lot against Voices in the Rat. Anyway, let's go back to see Graven Ashe and tell him what happened at Lethian's Crossing. There's only one way in and out of here, which is over this way. Actually, if we go to the world map, Iron Hearth is closer to the Ocean Spire, sorry. So we should actually go into the Spire. Should actually go into the Spire. So you come up here. Go into the old walls. Speed up the gameplay a little. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. Good day, good afternoon, morning, whatever it is. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you're going. Let me know if you got any suggestions for me, or let me know if you're liking the series so far. Tell me a joke. I like a good joke. Let's come over here and go to the Runic Hall. And then we can go upstairs. Here we go. Go to the Sunset Spa. The top. So, what do we got here? Research something. Artifacts. Did you scroll items? Bag of plans. Artifacts. Conduct research. Find plans and schematics. Find recipes for items. You know what? Let's just do that. Now, let's go to the mountain spire. It looks like something is happening here. Spire, I believe, is where the forge is. No? Shadows here. Pity that I make weapons and never get to see the enjoyment you take. What do you need, Fatebinder? You have something ready for me? Let me show you what I have ready. Camping supplies. We've already got 8 and raw meat. Okay. So, pull the corpse out again. Fancy a peek at the inventory? Now I know you're feeling a generous fate finder. I can see it in your face. Corpse Eye, not really a name you come across every day. Unusual, yeah. His eyes, cloudy and scarred, bob unfocused in their sockets, and he grins at you, revealing several cracked or missing teeth. Fitting, you tell me. You can't shake the eerie sense that despite appearances, Corpse Eye is in fact able to see. After all, didn't you recently witness him fighting on the battlefield? Regardless, he doesn't seem to find his condition all that distressing. What do you think about the voices in the rat? If I were a betting man, which I am now thanks to the chorus, I'd put my rings on the rat. And any churl with two wits about him would do the same. The Scarlet Chorus member shrugs. I don't fear many things no more, but he's sure one. Why do you fear him? He's got a real means of making his problems go away, big or small. You don't want to be one of those those problems. Like to talk. Sure, boss, you can talk. I'll pretend to listen. I prefer one-sided conversations with figures of authority. Makes it real easy for me. How'd you end up in the chorus? How does anyone? If not through piss poor luck. Know what happens when the chorus comes a-calling at your door? You don't open it. Worse than this. He warns, waving two fingers over his eyes. But I figure I've made my way of things, working for a fate binder now. What finer honour could there be? You don't have to be afraid, you're under my protection now. Oh, did you hear that? The fate binder's looking out for little old Corpse Eye. Man of real principle, my boss is. Alright. Fate binder. Before you stands a wizened man in the courtly garb of a fate binder. He seems to be lost in thoughtful examination, his gaze scrutinizing the details of the spire. He shifts his attention to you for a moment, offering a wan smile. Fate binder Warrior, a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance. His bow strikes you. Yeah, I've already talked to him. Tell me about yourself. I feel that story is far longer than either of us have time for. He chuckles mirthlessly. Suffice it to say that I have served as a member of Tunon's court longer than most other fate binders, and I've earned something of a dotage as a result. Apparently that now involves assisting in the Kairos' forsaken tears. He looks back toward the horizon, though this, I admit freely, is the absolute rarest of views. Fine. The North's finest, a large cart's worth of casks, required a team of 6 men, 6 beasts to haul it, and worth every damned iron ring if it saves me from this southern swill. He raises the flagon to his lips. Bang. No, yeah, that's all training. Have you made me anything lately? Sure did, come right here and I'll show you. Okay, it's just camping supplies again. Alright. That's that. And there seems to be a lot of spies in this game. Now, let us go to the ocean, to Iron Hearth. Talk to Graven Ashe. He's quite the Graven, and he is Ashe. Akalos. Favourable tidings from Lethian's Crossing. Under ordinary circumstances, I might have disregarded the settlement until the end of this conflict, but the focal point of iron production cannot be left exposed to our enemies. They say the Sunset Spire has fallen into your hands. Whatever instinct compels you to claim these towers, I hope that it serves the interests of the war. At times I have my doubts. Forgive me, you didn't return to Ironhearth to audience my nerves. If you are ready, I will hear you report on what transpired at the settlement. Ready to deliver my report. You know what concerns you about the spies, Archon? That answer should be obvious enough. We do not know enough about them, and it's clear that they offer some advantage. The ability to stand beyond arm's reach of your enemy is significant enough, and I suspect that it is the least of a spy's many talents. Should you ever learn more about a spy's true power, I hope that you are prepared to use that knowledge responsibly. I have other questions for you first. What is it you require? Turn from Lathian's Crossing. Your connection with your soldiers. Every member of the disfavored is as precious to me as family. Their bloodlines are known and respected. Their performance in combat beyond every expectation, and I will go any length in their service. They call me General or Archon, yet I consider myself a servant and guardian of these excellent women and men. But I suspect that isn't what you intend to hear. There is a deeper connection still, but to appreciate it, you must understand our history, my rebellion, and my rise to power. I've heard those tales already, but I'd like to hear more about the link itself. Go to the chase, old man. Heard those tales already, but I'd like to hear more about the link itself. My relationship to the Legion goes deeper than anyone outside of it can fully comprehend, and it goes both ways. Our love and devotion protects and envelops us. We are a shield wall unto each other. You mean to tell me you can protect your soldiers without lifting your shield? How is this connection possible? I could just as easily ask who built the old walls. In the end, it doesn't matter. I am protective of every soldier under my command. Whether we share a tent or stand realms apart from each other, that doesn't change. Every member of my legion feels the influence I exert on them, and I am aware of their condition down to the finest cut. Consequently, are you unwell inside there? Ashe looks to Barrack with concern. Dog is making some very weird noises in the next room. I'm just going to go and check. He's just being funny. Alright, consequently, are you unwell inside there? Ashe looks to Barrack with concern. No, Archon. I'm as fit and healthy as I ever was outside of this iron shell. In spite of Barrack's assurance, you can hear the lie in his voice. Very well then. I trust you'd visit me if you required my attention. Tell me you can protect your soldiers without lifting your shield. I'm an Archon. Anything is possible. I can shield my devoted legion from harm and strengthen the fall of any hammer or sword. Those who follow me have shrugged off blows that would kill average women or men 10 times over. Are there any negative repercussions? Ashe regards you in a stoic silence for a time, and you can't decide if he's considering an answer or if you've offended him somehow. No, my soldiers are protected, strengthened, emboldened. In turn, I am securing their safety. That is the way of my power and my legion. Alright. Did the old man seem weak for a second there? Too many blows to the head, maybe? I mean, raise your hand if you've ever seen him wear a helmet. No. Back to my previous questions. Return from Lathian's Crossing. Lathian's Crossing region is now controlled by disfavored. Excellent. I expect comprehensive details of your conduct and accomplishments in the region. I fought the first brother to take back the Magebane helm. Bane in the area of all being killed. Okay, well, I fought the first brother to take back the Magebane helm. The filth Raytamon is dead. Good. Brotherhood were of little value to my forces during the conquest. Hopefully this lesson will teach them the value of real leadership. I understand the restoration of the helmet to Lethian's Crossing will keep the Forge-bound less distracted from outside threats. All that matters is that they continue their craft, and I thank you for it. The Bane in the area have all been killed. We may never fully cleanse Taratus of the Bane threat, but I consider any work done toward that goal a respectable pursuit. Well done. Sedenia has been rescued. Yeah, so now that the Forge-bound Master is safe in our keeping, she is free to labour without interruption. She is a talented artist with a stubborn medium, but for the time being we need her to keep the troops armed and with dependable iron. What are the next steps? Now that we have 2 regions under our control, the disfavoured's presence is felt almost throughout all of the tiers. This is as strong as we've ever been. Ashe gives you a determined nod, but there's something behind it that takes you by surprise. Then you notice that he's gone pale, his eyes unfocused. Archon shakes his head and collects himself. When he shifts his attention to you, you catch a momentary confusion reflected in his gaze, as if he's trying to account for the last several seconds. Curious, Eb looks at the Archon with a wicked smile, her voice becoming a low whisper. Is it just me, or is the old man showing his age? I saw that look plenty of times on the family farm, and it's never a good sign. Someone is getting ready to be put out to pasture. General, we await your orders at your leisure. Barrick tips his head at the Archon with concern. The time has come for us to gather and descend upon the Stone Sea, where the voices of Narat and his gangs have dug their miserable warren. Once we've dealt with the Archon, I plan to melt down his twisted helmet and drop it in the deepest ocean. First, we have to secure a base in the region. That will give us a position of strength to rally our fighters and take the war to the Archon's doorstep. Are you ready? Do you truly think you can defeat the Archon of Secrets? I'm ready. Where do I start? You look pale, Ashe. Anything I can do to assist? If I look weary, it's because that damnable Archon of Secrets has vexed me for too long by far. We are better rid of him, and I won't have you wasting my time on issues that don't concern you. He takes several deep breaths and regards you with intensity you haven't seen before. Alright, I'm ready. Where do I start? I sent an advanced unit of disfavoured forces into the Stone Sea, but the Scarlet Chorus presence in the region has them threatened in the location called Howling Rock. I dispatched a support unit to assist, which you can find at Jagged Moor Shrine. They will need your help clearing a path to Howling Rock. Can I expect to find there? Since the region of Azure fell to ruin, the population of wild beastmen has expanded significantly. No doubt the Scarlet Chorus has used this to their advantage, and seek to conscript as many of the brutes into their mob as possible. The city of Plainsgate is their last bastion of stability, though of course it is held by the Scarlet Chorus now. Why does the support unit need my help? The tribe of beastmen occupies the region, and they aren't quick to tolerate a human element in what they imagine to be their territory. They are no concern of mine, so cut down as many as you see fit to complete the mission. Garb yourself in their skins for all that I care. Just get my soldiers through. Beasts are more than capable fighters, and they ripped more than one of our countrymen to shreds during the conquest. Ashe has no love for their kind. Jagamore Shrine is now unlocked on the map. Nice. My Earthshakers have a plan to blight the land, starving the Scarlet Chorus in their home territory. Offer them any help they need, and see my will done upon the voices in the rat. We are nearly at the end. I can feel the Archon's doom ahead of us like the peace at the end of the slaughter. Alright, farewell. So, missive has come in. Status report. Baitbinder, you are to report to the bastard city at once. Be prompt lest I mistake your tardiness for reluctance. Tunon. Okay. Send a confirmation. As you request, I will appear in your court in good time. Fate of the Forge. Warrior. Word reached the court that you have dealt with the seditious mercenaries claiming for themselves the mantle of defenders of Lethian's Crossing. You have the gratitude of both myself and the Overlord. The disruptions in the settlement long stymied the production of iron goods for the war effort. Forge Masters of Denya personally thank me for your intervention. Congratulations, the Forge-bound Guild are a strong and tireless ally to possess. Tunon, the Adjudicator. Seats of Power. Find a way to the Dawning Spire of the Stone Sea. Find a way to the Aurora Spire in the Stone Sea. Okay. Journal. Tears will shake. Yeah, okay. Let's go to here. So, the Stone Sea up here, hey? How do we get to Jagged Moor? How do we get there? Anyway, Bastard City. Tunon's Court. We shall go there at once. Now, reputation. Do we have... oh, Forge-bound. Here we go. Oh, yeah, we're all the way up here. Passive, +3 armor. That's sick. Elemental shield, +20 armor. That's nuts. Man, there's so many fucking... Negative 10% duration for hostile effects. Ooh, gotta get some wrath up with them as well. Stone Stalker Tribe. Lethian's Crossing. Sage's Guild. Barrack, yep. Everyone's pretty good here. Shadow. Our artifacts are doing alright. Tunon, we've got much favour with him. Graven Ashe, we've got lots of both. Alright, to the Bastard City. I have a feeling this is going to be a story heavy episode. Right. Bastard City, Tunon's Court. 3 days. No way. The Ocean Spire. Take 3 days to get there? What, are you kidding me? Receive the missive from Tunon. Okay. Status report. Excellent. We await your return. Cool. What do I have here? Okay. Edict of Stone. Edict of Fire. So is it just because I must have unlocked that part of the map? Cacophony. Oh yeah, so there's the 2 spires there. Yes, So we are going to take 2 days. Oh, okay, because it's such a long journey from there. Alright. Some black shit coming out of that fucking bit there, isn't there? Alright. Bleeding Mark, let's talk to Bleeding Mark.
That aura looks good on you. The Magebane, I mean. Its iron smells of charred scourge. Fascinating bit of work those Forgebound make. With it, you'll have little to fear in the old walls. Impressive.
Fatebinder returns. Lady Lucretius. Lucretius. He climbs her head. Do you need something from me? It's Thistleholm. Great sight deflates her. It was my family's ancestral hall. The oldest stones dated back to the years when the bastard city was naught but a dozen roofs and wagons clustering for warmth. Compared to the houses of the great lords, it was nothing special. Age had softened the wood, and its queer placement in the warehouse district set it apart from the finer grounds where lords and ladies strolled for amusement. It was a mess, but our mess all the same. I would invite you over for tea, something stronger even, but it would only disappoint. You'll find naught there but a gaping hole. Happened. Collateral damage happened. When the adjudicator cast his judgment on the bastard city, he destroyed the districts of the corrupt merchant kings, their manors, their counting houses, and yes, their warehouses. Aged, dignified Thistleholm collapsed in a massive sinkhole opened under her foundation. The bastard city's laws may not have been perfect by Chorus's standards, but my family followed them with respect and never took a copper ring more than we deserved. Can't help but feel that my estate was not the criminal Tunon had in mind during his sentencing. So what are you going to do next? That's the question, isn't it? I appealed to the adjudicator, thinking he would see reason. After considering my case for all 8 seconds, he awarded me a belt of rings and a plot of land on the outskirts of the city. Tunon told me to build anew and start farming. Farming, can you believe that? She shakes her head. It's not even that I'm opposed to the labour, but we're in a war. I can't have the Scarlet Chorus breathing down my neck, raiding my crops, and Chorus knows what else. Chorus's laws are made to serve the masses, not the individual. Stop whining and take your rings, justice is done. Scarlet Chorus are dogs. I suggest you use those rings to hire protection. Chorus's laws are made to serve the masses, not the individual. And favourite Tunon. I can appreciate that, especially when there's suffering or corruption on a grand scale. It all makes sense on parchment, doesn't it? She glances to the left and right with unease. I come from a long line of smart, ring-savvy merchants, but even I can't reconcile Tunon's justice with Chorus's law. There's something wrong about it all. Maybe Tunon knows something I don't, or maybe she trails off shaking her head in doubt. What do you mean? You presume to know more of justice than the adjudicator. What do you mean? People come here for justice. They usually get a version of it, but it's Tunon's version, not theirs. Half of the time, they don't even get what they wanted out of a ruling in their favour. She shakes her head. The deed to a farm, for instance. Not to put my own ignorance on display, but if more people knew how Chorus's laws work, they might not come here seeking a ruling at all, even a fair one. Tunon is a servant of law, but he's the overlord's vassal as much as any of us. Sometimes it seems like he uses his position to twist everything in the Empire's favour. We're just pieces on a board, and he can move us wherever the law justifies that we stand. That doesn't sound, well, legal. The Chorus defies law. That isn't for either of us to question. Defiance law, sorry. Tunon isn't the one to change his mind. Unfair as it might seem, the ruling stands. You should know better than to speak ill of the adjudicator. I can only endeavour to bring true justice to the tears. Each one of Chorus's agents has their heart in it. I'm still holding out hope that the tears are left standing after this war, and that Chorus's peace makes something great of us. A lady can hope, can't she? Farewell, Fatebinder. Be well. Yeah, alright. So we got bit of quip. King Blaze. Let's go over and talk to these guys. Okay. Yeah. About these guys over here. Do they have anything better to say? Nothing beats a prolonged siege, eh, Fatebinder? Enjoy the war while you can. Let's talk to the Fatebinders in the middle here. Maybe they have something to say. We speak again, so let us speak genuinely and at length with one another. Now, of what matter would you have us discuss? Fatebinder rubs his fingers along the edge of his jaw, regarding you with interest. Come, let us speak freely. How were you singled out to become a Fatebinder? I'm curious about Tunon's masks. Could you remind me of the history and origin of the Fatebinders? Curious about Tunon's masks. They can be rather unsettling, can't they? Even to one such as me, but I can assure you the innocent need not fear their objective, emotionless gaze. What of the adjudicator's masks specifically would you like to know? To know about the silent face. I want to know about the face of resolve. Have you ever seen Tunon change his mask? In the way that you or I would change our raiment? No, not as such. Yet I have seen the masks shift. They switch without the adjudicator or anyone so much as laying a hand on them. It's not something you can watch unfold. After a time, you merely realize it has already happened. There is work enough for the court that we shouldn't occupy ourselves wondering over mysteries. Alright, farewell. Regards, Warrior. You look as if you need something. Calio tips her head to one side, a glimmer of curiosity in her dark, discerning eyes. What can I do for you? You wrote that you could illuminate the darker corners of Taratus. Glances at your cadre. In a private missive, yes. There are things I won't discuss in the hearing of outside ears. Address Calio. Anything you can say to me, they can hear. Address your followers. I need to speak to the Fatebinder privately, and I suppose we'll have to discuss other matters. Okay, Fatebinder, you return. Rogalus looks you up and down with an inscrutable expression. You look as if you have questions for me to untangle. Ask, I am feeling generous. Tell me about some of the past Archons. What did you study when you were younger? What do you think about the other Fatebinders? I know more about the tears. What can you tell me of magic? I want to talk about the sages. We'll not speak of the sages. They are no better than charlatans and cons, wholly selfish in their ill pursuit to hoard all knowledge from others. They are self-blinded by their own deceptions and clever manipulations. They alone cause their own undoing and are solely to blame for the burning library, one of the most grievous of wrongs in the known histories, for which they can never be forgiven. Okay, I just want to go and talk to Tunon, I think.
You return as summoned, despite the weight of responsibility on your shoulders. The court appreciates your devotion to our good work. It should come as no surprise that your activities are closely monitored. As an extension of Kairos' law in the frontier, your progress is a topic of some interest. I sent you on a mission to bring order to the chaos of this civil war. Not enough time has passed for me to expect any significant progress, but I am curious about your findings all the same. I want to make sure your time outside the court's shadow is being used effectively. I understand that you've made a name for yourself in the ranks of the disfavored. Good. With the confidence of his soldiers, you should have no trouble rooting out corruption or chaos in Graven Ashe's elite legion.
Happy to be an asset to Chorus' forces and to pull chaos out by the root. Disfavored are the hammer, I swing in the tears, nothing more. Say nothing.
Do you think that silence shields you from judgment? Do not insult this court with childish games.
Okay.
You have spent some time on your own recognizance. The efforts of our military and the challenges they face should be no mystery to you. Tell me, are you any closer to determining which of the Archons is at fault for the troubles of this campaign?
No question, the voices in the right is guilty of inciting chaos. I believe Graven Ashe is the guilty party. Do not have sufficient information to make an informed accusation. Yes, screw it. Go all in, hey. There's no question. The voices in the rat is guilty of inciting chaos.
Interesting. On what grounds do you make this claim?
The voices in the rat gave disfavored battle plans to the stalwart defenders. Under the voices' orders, Heart-canned Bronze smuggled iron weapons to the Vendrian Guard. The adjudicator weighs your statement with interest. The space between the eyes of his mask narrows, though the change is too gradual for you to follow.
Material evidence is hallowed to the court. I respect your diligence in collecting it, Fatebinder. You bring hope to my ambitions of bringing order to this divisive campaign. Be sure that you remember this and any other evidence you identify when you are called upon to present your findings in a more formal manner. I look forward to receiving your full report. I will summon you again at the appropriate time. If there's nothing further, you're dismissed.
Questions first. To speak about matters of law. And you are well situated, for my court is the legal heart of this corrupt and uncivilized realm. What matters draw your curiosity? You are already well versed in Chorus' laws, but I am happy to discuss the particulars. We should discuss Chorus' peace. Remind me how the Overlord's name may be used. Let us discuss the old wolves. Remind me of the magician's folly. Let's speak of quotas and sharing. I'm curious about the restriction on forbidden knowledge. Am I beholden to these laws? Curious about the restriction on forbidden knowledge. Chorus herself sets the standards of what can and cannot be known. These restrictions are rarely enforced, but they are worth taking into account. During the war, for example, Chorus deemed the knowledge of the Vellum Citadel taboo. No one may possess the wisdom of that fallen repository, save Chorus herself. This is for the protection of her subjects. Before the coming of Chorus, during the ages of anarchy and discord, powerful knowledge in undeserving hands leveled empires without thought of or mercy. Chorus has no desire to revisit those dark times. Let's discuss the old walls. The old walls are forbidden, as are their contents and their dungeons. Owning any item from the Old Wars is considered trespass, regardless of how it came into your possession. Mind that in the course of your travels. As the Old Wars extend across much of the tiers in the Northern Empire alike, Kairos permits her servants to pass only when she has sculpted the landscape to permit traverse. Only where, sorry. Under no circumstances are you to enter a breach in the Old Wars, even for a task as innocent as crossing to the other side. If these restrictions seem too severe, I would remind you that they are for the protection of Kairos' subjects. The Overlord has no desire to see harm needlessly inflicted upon her followers. That's all for now. Farewell. Right. Get the fuck out of here then. So I wonder how Tunon got a little bit of Tunon was appalled by your dishonest, chaotic ways. Yeah. Now that is done. Let's go to Jagged Moor Shrine. 3 days. Ronald Reagan, the actor? Alright. Speak to Cadus and Radix. I have a lot more evidence against Graven Ashe. Don't see environment is harsh and unforgiving. Arid plant life is all that can survive in these parts. Scarlet Notebook. Strange formation. This rocky protrusion is magical in origin. As Khan roamed the Stone Sea during the conquest, it was rumoured that structures like these were formed in his wake and contained traces of his essence. Place your hands on the monument to learn the spell Symbol of Stone.
Can't do that.
Nice. Got some health potions, some iron bars. Got another core, Sigil of Stone. Evoking energy through the Sigil of Stone takes great force of will, as rock is not easily shaped to a human's desire. Perhaps the newest magical sigil on Taradas, the Sigil of Stone, was developed by disciples of the Archon Khan. Since the Archon of Stone's destruction by Kairos' edict in the year 430 TR, the Earthshaker mages have devoted themselves to preserving Khan's legacy and learning to harness the power of this obdurate sigil. Now, what else did I want to have a look at? That's right, I wanted to see how many health potions everyone's got. Barry's got a few. Let's see how much we got now. Oh, 6. Just take 1 and give that to Barrick. Let's take 2 and give them to Ebb. Rest we'll take. Should use more of those. Potion of Revival, that's good. Probably give that to Ebb. Give Barrick another one. Cool, what do we got here? Aged planks of wood and withered rope are the only things keeping travellers alive while crossing the great chasms of the Stone Sea. So, alright. Baitbinder, the soldier salutes you with the smack of a meaty fist on bronzed armour. Lieutenant Cadus, at your service, sir. He jerks a thumb, his gauntlet caked with dust and blood, toward the mountain of a man behind him. Won't get him to admit it, but Radix is too. That's Commander Ironcore to you, baby brother. And you as well, Fatebinder. The elite Iron Guard casts a steely glance in your direction without offering you a salute. Forgive me if I do not have the time to entertain idle pleasantries. We are on a campaign of the highest importance. I'm sure you understand. Cadus clears his throat with a sound that's half hacking, half deep guffaw. He slouches in lazy attention, a hand resting comfortably on the hilt of his broadsword. I humbly apologise for the both of us, but if you don't mind me asking, what's brought you to these parts, sir? He tips his head to indicate the stony expanse behind him. Surely she looks pretty, but don't let those big peaks fool you. The land's a tangle of danger. Ashe has sent me to assist you with your efforts to solidify our hold in the Stone Sea. I'm here on behalf of the court and the disfavoured. We must secure the Stone Sea for the glory of Kairos. Brief me on the Chorus's troop movements throughout the region. What exactly are these parts and how are they dangerous? What are you and your squad doing stationed in the middle of the Stone Sea? What's with the constant quakes? The Earthshakers are the arcane arm of Ashe's military, correct? You two. You're related? Brief me on the Chorus's troop movements throughout the region. Shit, if there aren't more of them than maggots out here, can't go 2 feet without needing to gouge someone's entrails out. The soldier rubs at the pommel of his sword, edgy. But most of them have swarmed Planescape, looking for warm bodies. Crude as my brother is, I agree with his assessment. The Chorus are rather semblant to maggots. Singly inconsequential, yet annoying numerous, both squished beneath stones of adequate acceleration and mass. He taps his foot in a slow but eager rhythm on the ground and then stops, settling himself once more into his stillness. However, more pressing matters have need of my attention presently. Even Radix likes killing chorus screamers, but he can't stray from the parameters of his post, and I can't stray from him. Oh no, what a convenient shame that you're both stuck here, and need someone else to do your dirty work. Burr shakes her head, pathetic. Send me to strike at the heart of their population and I will make the disfavoured proud. Unfortunately, that sounds like a problem for you more so than me. Your report has been sufficiently informative. I'll be sure to avoid their forces going forward. Well, I could be of service, sir. Squad doing stationed in the middle of the Stone Sea. We're weeks into the escort op of fire and damnation. I'd say I got the detail as punishment, but the general claims he chose me on account of this joke being my kin. He thinks Radix will listen to me when I tell him he's about to step off a cliff. As if that would happen, he waves a dismissive hand. My brother is a dreamer, though his fantasies are often insipid and ill-devised. We are en route to Howling Rock to bolster our fort and the Earthshakers protecting Cairns realm. On account of you, I'm skinning beastmen and digging rock spurs from my boots instead of sacking stalwart. Cadus levels at the Iron Guard. If I was going to dream for anything, it would be about leaving this wretched shithole realm behind. You're protecting Cairn, the betrayer's remains? Why? Such an invaluable resource must be safeguarded, as Cairn yet lives. We cannot allow him to take such a wealth of arcane knowledge with him to the grave. Plus, I can scarcely imagine what the Chorus will do if they got their hands on him. I can make a guess. You're saying Can survived the Edict of Stone? How? To say he survived would be presumptive. Perhaps endures is a better description. Though his heart still beats, Can has become trapped in a state of unconsciousness. He cannot and will not outlive the edict. It will plague him until his final breath. No one survives the Overlord's wrath, not even Archons. Farewell. So, does this just go... Yeah, that just goes to the world map too. They will update you on what needs to be done in the Stone Sea to advance the goals of this favoured. Yeah, do I actually have to speak up, sir? Ashe has sent me to assist with your efforts to solidify our hold. So you do come with purpose. The Iron Guard turns with the crushing weight of his attention on you, one strengthened by both magic and the austerity of his resolve. After a moment, the severity of his scrutiny slowly crumbles, and he nods as if to an unspoken decision. I'd be a fool to turn down the aid of a fate binder, especially one so renowned. I'll accept any assistance I can acquire in uniting with my Earthshakers at Howling Rock, and defending the fort they have erected around Can's remains. What the commander is trying to say is we're beholden to have you, Cadus grunts, shooting his brother a pointed look. Getting to Howling Rock's the easy part, only it hasn't been that easy. We've been waylaid with chorus forces and beasts that'll rend you limb to limb sooner than you can blink. They're bloodthirsty sons of curs, mark my words. Fear no man or beast, I'll cut us a path to Howling Rock regardless of who stands in the way. I did say I'd come to help you, but that doesn't mean I'm willing to, We've assembled a base of operations surrounding Can's remains. What can you tell me of the... Okay. Fear neither man or beast. That's what I like to hear, sir. Deftly he draws his sword and crouching carves a basic map into the silt-covered ground. Fastest routes through Stone Down Gorge. Of course, the area swarming with chorus and beasts alike. Carve us a path and we'll follow closely on your heels. He tips his head to you in good luck. Let us there in one piece and I'll name my broadsword in your honour. We'll slay enough of them to have an army named after us before long. I suppose I could stand for a few more swords named Barrack out in circulation. Nice. Understood. I'll be on my way. I need to see some preparations first. Barrack, people have named weapons after you. They have indeed. The cohort that followed me across Apex and Stalwart took a liking to how I handle myself in battle. I'm big enough that I can heft broadswords others found unwieldy. They added weights to their training sticks to toughen up, and started naming their assigned blades after me. He looked suddenly crestfallen, though I imagine most of those blades were lost or destroyed in the Edict of Storms. I left too many friends and too much of myself in the ruins of Stalwart. On my way. Stone Down Gorge is now unlocked on the map. Can't thank you enough, sir. You don't know the world of difference this makes. We'll prep for heading out. Cadus pounds a fist to his chest in farewell. Holler if you need us, but don't count on us to save your ass. Our duty is to protect the Shakers, so we'll be trailing a ways behind. Fatebinder, should you arrive before us, which I am almost assured that you will, you'll need this code, the Sigil of Can's forgotten name, to gain entry into the compound. Pay attention, for it's quite an intricate signal. Master of the Earthshaker Guild calmly demonstrates the sigil by twisting and drawing his fingers through the air. Though it appears to any witness to be the motion of a spell, he lends no magic to the mark, deceptively using it as a code of communication instead. Show it to the guards and they will know that you are one of us. How very clever. A name only the true disciples would understand and appreciate. Ebb nods with a beaming smile. Understood. I'll use it if needed. Not only is it intricate, but it's also quite unusual. What's the meaning behind the sigil? Here's a name all but we have forgotten. He was the only remainder, a single identifier of Khan's existence from when he lived wild and free in the mountains of Tortulus during the time of his youth, years before he pledged himself as an Archon to our Overlord. Understood. I'll use it if needed. Do not forget it. Farewell. Carving a path. The first area that must be cleared, Cadus and Radix, is Stone Down. It's the home of the beastmen of the Stonestalker tribe. All of them must die. Stonestalker tribe. Gotta go through Plainsgate to get it. Let's go to Plainsgate. Yanni the Reaver. Well, lo and pissing behold, look who's here, the great fate binder of Tunon. Come and greet his excellency. Would you have us bow and worship like dogs at your feet? She runs her finger over a ragged blade. Or do we settle this with a bit of fun? I've only just arrived and already you test my patience. Not looking for trouble. Let's start with an offering, a sacrifice plate in blood. Only just arrived and already you test my patience. Well shit, I think you've gone and upset the mule in Kankerwit. No, don't hurt me, Fatebinder, I'm trembling. Can you believe this one? Strutting about like this town isn't already ours. There's only the question of what to do about you. A slice down your face, maybe, mayhaps, or a dagger between your shoulders as you walk away. I'm partial to either. Draw your weapon. Today's a fine day to wash the streets with chorus blood. Conquest. I crushed Azure beneath the stone sea, and I'll bury you as well. I haven't seen this one before. Conquest. Let's do it. Soldier pales and grips for the hilt of her blade, but hesitates to draw it. The joke's a joke, eh? We were just having a bit of a row. No need to be so eager to die. Right, no need to get all worked up over it. After a moment of uncertainty, she breaks into a full-on retreat while shouting into the air. Quickly, misery, the Fatebinder is coming through. Should have just taken him on. That'll be another fight later, I'm sure. What do we got? Some settlers. Some stuff to pick up. Fruit and the like.
See that?
Gambler's treads. White leather armor. The masterwork. Plus 50% move speed, negative 75 move speed while has wounds. These boots take some getting used to. The comfortable fit allows for speedy maneuvering, but they tend to shrink and harden after blood pools down the wearer's legs. Well, let's take them. Let's see what they're like. Yep, Lightfoot Gambit. Pretty good there. Put that on verse. Nice. And you know what? That looks like It's coming up to an hour for this episode, so we'll call it there. End the episode there. So thank you very much for joining me today. Even though it was a little bit of a story-heavy episode, not much action. Anyway, thanks for watching, especially if you've made it through to the end. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you want to continue on this adventure with me. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays playing various different games, and I have my Tyranny series come out on Tuesday, Thursdays and Saturdays. All of my videos and streams are at 7 PM Adelaide time. So yeah, come and join me if you get a second. Hope you're all having a great night. Hope you're all having a great week. Never stop loving life, and I'll see you in the next one.